Apefather has a goal to upload 1 million lives. That's going to be really hard, you know. That's why I really can't be doing these long hour lives. I got to do quick lives, 10, 15 minutes most, you know, maximum. But it was funny. I wrote that song, you know, for Tim Waltz. Tampons shouldn't be in the boys' bathroom, and it went pretty big on TikTok. Everybody's laughing about it, you know. It's really true, right? If you think about it. Look, I don't care if, you know, see, they used that bathroom for two purposes, right? So one was it was a boys' bathroom and they had tampons in there. And the reason why there was tampons is because when girls came from other schools to play sports, they used that as the girls' locker room. So it was both a boys' bathroom and a girls' locker room. That's not intelligent. That is not intelligent, and someone needs, you know, to tell them that. That's some dumb decision right there. But people make a lot of dumb decisions, you know. I try to make smart decisions now in my life. Had a tough time after AMC, as you all know. That was one of my dumb decisions. But since then, I've been smart. I've been saving up all my money, you know, putting it eventually towards real estate at the right time. I'm waiting. I'm not in a rush. Gold, cash, and real estate. That's the concentration of what I care about in my wealth. I play with the stock market. I play with cryptocurrencies, but very small. Like I say, I call it the 10% risk factor. 10% risk. I don't care. Amy, Gabby, DJT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, even XRP. It's fine. Listen, XRP won the lawsuit. They had to only pay a small little fine, 125 million, right? Supposedly there could be no more lawsuits in the future. I think the SEC is going to appeal that regarding, you know, the whole like concept if you know, XRP is a security or not a security. Um, so they're victorious, but really, what was the victory? That it went up to like 61 cents, then it went back down. It's not really a victory. People still think XRP is going to be bigger than Bitcoin. I don't think so. Again, I'm not saying that I don't believe it could go up back to $3 again, or even potentially $5 or higher, maybe in like 5, 10 years. But people say it's gonna be bigger than Bitcoin. Are you nuts? Bitcoin's like at like what, 60K? It's not gonna happen. I don't think so. I don't think XRP will be bigger than Bitcoin, but people keep saying that. Well, what are you gonna do? Everybody has a right to their opinions. Opinions are like a-holes. Everyone's got one. Me, I think that gold will always be a real solid, you know, store of value for money. You know, it's real. Precious metals are real. It's not, see, all this other stuff, all this synthesized shit, you know, you have to understand. To me, I don't know. I like things that I could see. I like things I could touch, you know. Yeah, I like things that are tangible. It's why I like real estate. It's why I like gold, you know, even cash. It's like you could see it, you know what I mean? It's like it's real. It's like cryptocurrency, all this digital shit. You know, I freak out with all that stuff. I understand it's the future, and I know at one point there will probably be no more money, no more dollars. It'll be all, no more paper. It'll be all digital. I know we're heading there. So that's why I do keep an open mind. I keep an open mind to everything. You understand? Except, I don't know, certain things I don't keep an open mind to. Like, I don't know. I love women. That's it. I'm not going to open my mind to anything else. Oh, new financial system coming from BlackRock. Oh, yeah? Orlando in the house. Nunez. Wow! Look, I get it, man. I'm not, like I said, I keep an open mind. I know that there are things that are going to be happening in the future, and I'm definitely going to keep my mind open to all of it. I'm doing good, brother. How you doing? But, how can I say this? I believe that there's an expression I believe. If something is not broke, don't fix it. You know what I think we all do? All of us human beings, all of us, we have things that work for us in life, right? It's working, everything's going great. But I don't know if it's just a lack of patience or whatever it is. We tend to focus on things that don't work. A lot of people do this, I'm telling you all the time. And I'll give you just a for instance, it happened to me. Okay. So I was investing in real estate, gold and cash pretty much my whole life. Worked great, everything's going great, beautiful. Then I decide to take $250,000 like a friggin' psychotic Norman Bates lunatic and put it into AMC because that was the big frenzy that was going on, GameStop, AMC, and I lost a lot of money on paper, man. I lost a lot of money on paper. And you know, I won't do that again. Let's just say. I like being in control. Can I tell you? Look, Jerome Powell is Jerome Powell. I don't want to get into all that stuff. Listen, all these people, in my opinion, are bought and sold, if you really want me to tell you the truth, okay? Look, we live in a very corrupt world, Orlando. We live in a very corrupt system. Everything's corrupt, okay? That's why I love Trump, because he at least wants to drain the swamp. He wants to fire Gary Gensler on day one. You understand? Look, I like being in control. That if you really ask me my thing, I feel like I was watching this movie, Myra Lansky, okay? And it was about, obviously, the life of the famous mobster, Myra Lansky, obviously, right? And Harvey Keitel. Harvey Keitel played Myra Lansky. And the whole point of the movie is those who control the dice. You understand? Those who control, like if you think about even Boss of Bosses, another great movie, Paul Castellano. Those who control everything, the cement, they control the construction, the unions, they control, those are the ones that win. That's where the power is. So that's where like my head is. I'm sick and tired of being like sheep. Everybody's like sheep in this world. Everybody answers to people. It's like you don't realize it. Like the second you take your money, right? And like whatever you do with it, you put it into the bank controls it. You take your money, you put it into, say, Robin Hood controls it. That's it. You payment for order flow platforms, they control it. It's like, it's really no joke. It's we live in a very, very controlled effing world. But when I put like, a couple of 100,000, 300,000 or more in gold in my safe deposit box, nobody controls that shit, man. Let me tell you. Nobody controls that. Pat, I'm growing, Pat. I'm growing my bank. Listen to me. Besides bank accounts, because again, I was just talking about things that don't want to be controlled. The gold portfolio is growing. Everything's growing, Pat, not just my weight. I answer to no one. I only do whatever I want. I only move when I feel like it. Well, that's good. But the thing is this, you got to think of things as a whole. You got to, look at your life and you got to say to yourself, am I satisfied with my life? Like, in other words, do I feel like I've accomplished everything I want to accomplish in my life? And a lot of times, I'm not depressed. I'm fine. I'm fine, Pat. No reason to be depressed. I'm just ambitious. You see, I think you misconstrue someone who's ambitious as someone who's depressed. Maybe what I'm depressed about is I want to be at a certain level in my life. I want to get to the next level. You also got to stay positive in life. But Orlando, you don't understand something, brother. You don't understand something. It's not about being positive. It's about being realistic. Okay. It's all right. Let me make this very, very simple for you to understand. You walk into a casino. Just let me give you an analogy. Now you could be very positive. You understand? You could have a very upbeat, very positive attitude. And you say, I'm gonna have a great day. I'm gonna have a great day. Everything's gonna go well. Okay, listen. You walk into the casino, and like I said, you're very positive, right? But here's the problem: they cheat you. Okay, you put $500 on red. They rig the system. Black comes out. You lose 500. Okay, you put another $1,000 on red. Black comes out. They cheat you. You put another $2,000 on red. Black comes out. You lose all your money, so you could take your positive attitude, right? And you could go, blah blah blah. You understand? So it's all about who's in control. The casino, the house. The house is in control. And we live, I just hate to break it to everybody, but that's just the way it is. You could be the most positive, upbeat person in the entire world. God bless you too, brother. Jesus loves you too. JO375F. Detective Pikachu, look, here's what the bottom line is with you. The stuff you're doing on X, are you ready? You could ever do on YouTube. You know it, and I know it. YouTube, you would be gone. You would be gone in a second. And your only platform that you could do it on is pretty much shutting you down. it's shutting you down. So you're losing, brother. You're losing. You're losing the battle. But anyway, it's my birthday. God bless you. Happy birthday. God bless you. So did you understand my point, Orlando? You understand my point? You walk into a casino. You have a very positive attitude, right? Extremely positive attitude. It didn't work out too well. Now, why didn't it work out too well? Because you're not the one in control. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not I think you're a great person and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's not about being positive. It's about being in control. That's it. That's it. That's the answer to success. The answer to success is being in control. So you might say, well, how do we do that? Look, people always think like there's at some point I'm going to ask people for money. I don't ask nobody for money. Let me be perfectly clear. I don't want your money. This is not a solicitation for any investment. This is more like networking. Like my live streams are more about just having conversations, educating each other on things. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, I am not asking I don't want anybody's money. Okay, I have enough of my money. I don't want nobody's money. But this is basically what it is. Okay, let's put aside money for a second. Let's put that aside because everybody always talks about money. Everybody always talks about money. Okay, I never threatened Elon Musk, you psychopathic lunatic. It's called freedom of speech. I wasn't satisfied with how X was handling child safety. That's all it was. Okay, I was not satisfied. I felt that they should have the technology in place because this lunatic was posting, this guy was posting all this crazy stuff about my children. He was a psychopath, photoshopping pornographic pictures of minors of my children. And what happened was X was leaving this up. They were leaving it up for like a week, for like 2 weeks. I was getting really pissed off. But thank God now they shut this guy down. They closed him down. No, that's not freedom of speech, Detective Pikachu. That is not freedom of speech. That is endangering children. That is embarrassing children, humiliating children. That is not freedom of speech. Okay? You have to start learning the difference between what freedom of speech is. Well, if it is still up, then, like I said, you're going to make me a very rich man. That's all. You're going to make me a very wealthy man. I never threatened Elon Musk's life, you lunatic. Brooklyn in the house. What's going on, brother? Bloodsport 66. Marine Park, Enzo. What's up, brother? How you doing? So getting back to the conversation I was having before with Orlando, it's all about being in control of life. Okay? The house always wins. That's all I'm trying to make you understand. So the idea is you want to be the winner. Now, let's put money aside. Let's put money aside. I saw your crazy X post. That's going to be reported and taken down very quickly. But anyway, let's put money aside. Money is the easiest thing to make. What's funny? Nobody understands this. Nobody understands that money is the easiest thing in the world to make. The problem is that everybody, for some reason, wants to make their life hard. That's all it is. I don't understand why. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. People people choose to kill themselves. That's what they do. They choose to work their ass off, kill themselves, and they don't make enough money, and they hate their lives. They're like, my life suck. Okay, you want to know how easy it is to make money? You want to hear it? Okay, very simple. You buy a friggin' multi-family property. Check this out, right? 20 units, 30 units, 40 units. Okay, whatever it is, it doesn't make a difference. Every single month, everyone will pay you rent. That's it. Ready? You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be Albert Einstein. You don't have to be Sigmund Freud. Literally, tens and thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars will come in every month. That's it, without you doing anything. You don't even have to sweep the floor. You hire a janitor, you hire a building maintenance, you hire people, building management. You don't have to do anything, nothing. But yet people choose, is what they choose, to absolutely kill themselves. That's what they choose. They're like, you'll see a guy who works one job. I saw this guy, I'll give you an example, right? Bloodsport on the stand, 66. You see this guy, He works 3 jobs. I see him. My heart goes out to this guy. I go to Burger King. I tip him every time I see this guy. I throw this guy like $50 or more. I feel bad for him. I really do. He works at Burger King. So I walk into Burger King. He's working. I go out for dinner. I go to Olive Garden. He's a waiter. I said, didn't I just see you earlier today at Burger King? He goes, yeah. I work here too. I work at Olive Garden. I'm like, you mean to tell me you work at Burger King and Olive Garden? Now I shit you. Now you're not gonna believe me. I shit you not. I went to go get gas. It's him again. It's this same guy. It's like it's you. I said, he goes, Rich, it's a bit. I go, bro, do you understand? I just saw you at Burger King. I saw you at Olive Garden, and now I see you at the gas station. I always tip this. A guy works 3 jobs. But you see, the problem is with people is that they don't understand that none of this shit is necessary. They just don't get it. It's just that people don't want to like educate themselves. They don't want to open up their minds. And that was the beginning of my live stream. It's called Have an Open Mind. You got to have an open mind in life. So now let me get back to what I was saying. Okay. Let's say again, I just want to reiterate, I am not asking anybody for money. I don't want money. This is called an educational live stream. Let's say you have 1 million people. You understand? Now let's say every one of these people, they're not making enough money in their own lives. They can't save money. They have their credit sucks ass. They can't save anybody. They're barely surviving, right? Okay. But they could come up with, say, my favorite movie, Rocky, all the Rocky series. I love Rocky. I'll do Rocky for you in a little bit, but just give me a second. So let's say you have 10 million people, not 10 million people, 1 billion people, excuse me. They could come up with $10 a day. We're just, again, I'm not asking for money. This is called an educational live stream. So that means that this wreath, let's call it a wreath or a crowdfunding, whatever the case may be, they could come up with each person, $10 a day. That's $10 million a day. Okay. Now, let's say every day you go out and you buy a multifamily property. That's bringing in whatever it is, 100,000 a month, let's just say. Every day you're doing this. Well, that would be too much, 100,000. Let's go with like 20,000 a month. Okay, so let's say 20,000 a month. So what happens is every single day you're buying a new multifamily property. You're buying it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there's 365 days in a year. So in 1 year, you will have 365 multifamily properties. Now, let's say each property is bringing in 20,000 a month. Do you have any idea how much? Millions are coming in. Millions, okay, every month, right? Okay. So now the thing is, you might say that sounds great, but nobody has this attitude, okay? Nobody has this attitude because everybody wants to do it themselves. That's the key. Like the Lone Ranger, they want to do it themselves. Everybody's like, I want to make it myself. And if you look at history, right, let's talk about this. Do you think anybody in history could do it themselves? Why do you think we have an army for? Did you ever ask yourself a question? What's up there, 10 mil? How you doing, brother? Why do you think we have an army like the United States of America? Why? Why not just have one person? I want you to think about this for a second. Why did you have one person fight a war? Why do we have an army? Because it goes back to the theory, apes together strong. If you ever watched the movie Planet of the Apes, apes together strong. When you work together, you have power. I don't understand why this is so complicated for people to understand. If you work together, you could accomplish more. But nobody wants to work together. That's what the problem is. Everybody wants to do everything themselves. Everybody wants to do everything themselves. Okay? So now it goes back to another conversation I'd like to have with all of you. Okay? You look at people in this world who are rich. They didn't really do it themselves. I hate to break it to all of you. Like I hate to be the bearer, of bad news. A lot of times it's called generational wealth. You understand? Like, I always like to use the example of Johnson and Johnson family, the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, whatever you want to say. Okay. This is called generational wealth. So wealth is just passed on from one generation to another generation to another generation. So, like, I was watching this documentary one time about the Johnson and Johnson family, and the biggest argument, right, was should we even go to college? Like, should we have any ambition in life? Because they're set. They already have billions. Like, they don't have to worry about anything. Because they're like what should I do with my life? And the father really was very confused. He was talking to his son. This is the Johnson and Johnson family. He's like, I don't know, but you should educate yourself. So it's funny, right? That's called generational wealth. They're set for life. They got nothing to worry about. Now you get somebody, it does happen from time to time. You get people who win the lottery. I once won the lottery. I once won $250,000. Not a lot of mine, it win millions, but I'm just saying some, I'll tell you a story. This guy, he refinanced his house. Check this out. He refinanced his house to put his kids through college. And him and his wife were struggling financially. It was so bad that his wife yelled at him. She said, "Honey, you bought orange juice for $5." And she flipped out. He bought like Tropicana or whatever it was. And she goes, "You bring this back to the supermarket right now and get a refund. You get a refund of $5." So the guy's like, "I can't believe I have to do this," right? So he brings the orange juice back to the supermarket, gets a refund of $5. Then he decides to play the Powerball. He buys two tickets. One ticket, loser. The next ticket, it came up, right? When he scanned it, it said, "You must see retailer." You see that happens, just so all of you understand. If you ever scan a Powerball or a mega ticket and it says you must see the retailer, that means you won a prize that was over $500. Because see, legally, they can't pay you out. They can't pay you cash of more than $500. I'm very sorry to hear that, BC. I'm not asking for any money, brother. This is just all conversation here. Okay, this is all it is. Um, so it turned out this guy won like friggin' $350 million. Isn't it crazy? All because his wife, all because his wife broke his balls that he had to go and return the orange juice to get a refund for $5. He turned the $5 into $350 million. Okay? So that's the key. Now you might say, but what is the point of this conversation? I'm just explaining to you people who get rich on their own. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. People get rich on their own. So one case of it is generational wealth, right? Another case of it is I call it like diamond luck. Diamond luck, where someone just has that luck. It could happen. It could happen to you. You could just play the Powerball, you could play the Mega, and you could win tremendous effing money. Now, the next thing would be, in a sense, kind of what I'm talking about. Someone who's an entrepreneur. Someone starts a business and they become a millionaire because they started some form of a business or a service. But that goes back to my point. That person is in control. That person is not a sheep. You see what I'm trying to say? That person is in control. They own their own business. They're their own boss. They answer to nobody but themselves. Okay, and they become successful. So that could work as well. Okay, but here's the bottom line: people who don't fall into those categories will never become successful. That's it. That's the bottom effing line. It's not gonna happen. Okay, you think you're gonna go work a regular job? Listen to me. You think you're gonna work a regular job and you're gonna be rich? Okay, so let's talk about that option. Let's talk about that option. The average American makes about 50 to 60,000 a year. That's what the average American makes. $50,000. So now, after you pay Uncle Sam 30%, you're left with what? $35,000 a year, right? You got to pay, like, got a mortgage, you have to have a place to live, right? You got to pay for your mortgage or your rent for your apartment. You got a car, you got to pay your car insurance, car payments. You got to buy food, entertainment, all that stuff. So think about it for a second. How much money do you think you're left with after making $50,000 a year? After paying your mortgage or your rent, after your car, your health insurance, whatever it is, in your life. You like to go to restaurants, you like to travel, whatever your entertainment is, you like to go to X-rated movie theaters where Pee Wee Herman style, no sir, may rest in peace. He was a funny guy, God bless him. But I'm saying, no matter what the case may be, how much money are you left with out of 50, 60K? Most people are left with zero. In Italian, we say this, ugats. Most people are left with ugats. They're left with nothing. But it's not the point, Kiki. Let me tell you what I'm trying to say to you. The point is that even if you're one of the lucky few that can keep your expenses low, the question is, are you going to ever become a billionaire? That's the question. Are you ever going to become a super, like, are you ever going to own a Major League Baseball team? Are you ever going to own an NFL football team? Are you ever going to own skyscrapers? Are you ever going to own casinos? Are you ever going to own your own airline? Are you ever going to own a multi-million dollar yacht? See, people misunderstand what this conversation is about all the time. What's up, Mo Money? Oh my God, if Kamala gets elected, we're finished. But that's not going to happen, brother. Don't worry. Trump is going to win. I believe 100% in Donald Trump. Number 45 and soon to be number 47, brother. Keep the faith. But, getting back, listen, you're not understanding, Gigi. You're losing the point of the conversation. You don't control all of these things. The stock market was not meant to make you rich. You just don't understand this. The stock market is meant to make the 1% corrupt 1% richer. That's all it is. The stock market is not meant to make you rich. You just don't get it. You don't understand it. Like, let me give you an example. In 2022, retail lost $350 billion in the stock market. Do you know how much money $350 billion is? Do you have any idea how much $350 billion? Okay, $350 billion was transferred from average Joes, average people like me and you, to people like Ken Griffin. You understand? Citadel. Okay, they made all the money. Okay, we lost all the money and they made all the money. But you see, unfortunately, people's IQ is too low to understand this. They just don't, so they just keep doing the same shit over and like repetitious, over and over. It's like they do it once, lose all their money. Do it again, lose all their money. It's freaking crazy. Nobody wakes up and smells the cappuccino. And that's why one of my missions in my life is to try to educate people through my live streams. Okay, I'm trying to educate people. People just don't understand, and I want to repeat this again. Guys and girls, listen to the Apefather. Making money is easy. All of you make it hard. Listen to me. All of you make it difficult. Making money is the most simplest. It's more simple. Are you ready? It's more simple than wiping your friggin' ass. You understand? That is how simple making money is. You all make it complicated, okay? Because you don't have the intellect. You don't have the IQ. I'm sorry, and I'm trying to help you. Guys, this is all you have to do. Ready? You want to make a lot of money? That very simple. You have to be the person who is the boss. You have to be in the driver's seat. You go out, you buy multifamily real estate, 20 units, 30 units, 40 units. Every single month, money comes in. Every guaranteed. It doesn't make it. You ever see the movie Goodfellas with Paulie? Oh, your place is on fire. F you, pay me. Oh, your place got hit by lightning. F you, pay me. Look, roulette. Let me tell you a little quote by Donald Trump, because I used to be the biggest roulette player in the world. More money investing. You know what the funny thing is? If enough people work together, you wouldn't even need to borrow money from banks. You could be your own bank. I know what you're talking about with that. But, I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I use that to make money all the time. I understand. I get you. I feel you. But you know what? In reality, if enough people work together, you wouldn't even need that. You could be your own bank. Retail could be the biggest bank in the world. Listen to me. Retail, if retail actually worked together, they could be bigger than any corporation, any bank in the entire world. They could be. See. It goes back to once again. How much can one person do by themselves? So even if you are using debt, listen to me. Even if you are using debt, how much can you possibly borrow? Like, think about it. I mean, you're not gonna be able to borrow, like, I mean, unless you have to have the assets, brother. Unless you have the revenue coming in, unless you have the credit and the assets, how much can you borrow? It gets to a point where you can't borrow anymore. Like, you can borrow on one property. If you have some equity in that property, maybe you can borrow from a second property. But at some point, you're limited. You're cut off. You know what I mean? So that's another thing. Like, how much debt can you keep using Think about it, right? But this is the thing. Imagine you have, once again, and I'm not asking for money, I'm just trying to make a point. Imagine you have 1 million people in a wreath, you understand, that are contributing. And again, I'm not asking for money, I'm just trying to make a point. They're contributing $10 a day. Okay. So think about this. You have $10 million a day coming in. You don't need a bank. What bank do I need? What debt do I need? Every day there's $10 million a day coming in. 10 million Monday, 10 million Tuesday, 10 million Wednesday, 10 million Thursday, 10 million Friday, 10 million Saturday, 10 million Sunday. Every day, $10 million, right? Every day you're buying a different multifamily property. And every multifamily property you're buying is generating tens and tens of thousands of dollars a month. So eventually, what happens, right, is that you make tremendous amounts of money. And even people who are starting small, even people who are starting with virtually no money, $10 a day, it eventually grows. It eventually grows. And then maybe it puts people in another position where now they have money coming in, they can reinvest. They can say, you know what? Now I could go to $20 a day. Now I could go to $30 a day. Now I could go to $50 a day. And then before you know it, it turns to $100, $200 a day, $500 a day. In other words, it's because what's happening, it's like a domino effect. This is what I'm trying to make all of you understand. It's like a domino effect. See, the idea is to keep buying things that produce money. This is the key. Listen, keep buying things that produce passive income. That's it. It's that simple. That's it. So imagine, like, all right, how can I make you understand this? If you're working a job, you're limited to what you can make. You're limited to what you can make. You work a job, you make 50, you make $60,000 a year, right? That's it. It doesn't matter what you do. You could do handstands. You could dance around the office naked. It doesn't matter what you do. You make $60,000 a year. But with real estate, there's no cap. You understand? There's no cap. What's up, Adrian? How you doing, brother? There's no cap. You understand? You buy one building, that's bringing in $200,000 a year of passive income. You buy a second building, that's bringing in 200. Now you got 400,000. You buy a third building, now you got 600,000 a year. You buy a fourth building, now you got 800,000. You buy a fifth building, now you got 1 million. It never stops. You understand? So in other words, it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and it never stops. But nobody thinks like this. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Nobody thinks like this. Everybody's like, I go to college, I go get a job, I make 50,000 a year, I pay my taxes, I buy food for my family, I pay my mortgage, I pay my rent, and everybody stays in the rat race for the rest of their lives. Nobody wakes up. Nobody. You're missing the point, Matt, as usual. You're missing the first of all, Matt, I'm a millionaire. Okay, so let's get something straight. I have an income that comes in of over $15,000 a month, Matt. How about you, Matt? I have a net worth of $3 million. How about you, Matt? Okay. You know what? Here's another thing about things about people I hate. People want to criticize you, but they can't do what you're doing. Like look, I'm not gonna criticize. See, like this guy Matt, whatever his name is, Matt, friggin' a-hole. Okay, Matt, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. I'm starting this business model now. I'm starting this business model. But let's base it on, Matt. Here's the thing. Let's base it on what I've accomplished in my life versus what you've accomplished. Okay, let's start from there. I am worth $3 million. How much are you worth? I have an income of over $15,000 a month. How about you? Okay, so until you get to my level, shut the f up. Okay, shut your mouth. Go f yourself. Okay, go friggin' mop floors. Do me a favor. It's not a common sense question. Okay, Pat, listen to me. How could you deny that what I'm saying doesn't make perfect sense? How could see this is what I'm saying? It's called ignorance. See, you people hate me so much. This is what it is. You hate me so much. No, you didn't hit it spot on because it doesn't make a difference if I have no buildings, Matt. You're not understanding. You're missing the point of the conversation. The point of the conversation is you take the average American, forget me. Let's take me, make believe you never heard of me before, Matt. Make believe you have no idea who the Apefather is. I don't exist. Okay, great. Does that change the reality of how people are struggling in our country? Does that change the reality? Again, why do you make me repeat this? The average American makes $50,000 a year. They got to pay taxes, right, Matt? Just stick to the subject, Matt. Forget me. See, what you know what Matt's trying to do is that he's trying to use me as an example. This is what he's trying to do. He's trying to single me out so that this way we can forget about 350 million people in America. Most of them are struggling. Most of them are struggling. He wants to forget that. He wants to forget all about that. Focus on Apefather. But if you focus on me, I'm not really doing that bad, Matt. You know, if you focus on me, I'm a guy who makes 15,000 a month. I'm a guy who's got a $3 million net worth. I'm a guy who has a $600,000 house. I'm not doing so bad, okay? But that's not what the point is. Let me read this here. More money investing. Pat, workers can be workers and investors at the same time. What's up there, Angie? Yeah, more money just made a great point. More money investing made a great point. Okay. You could still be working a job, but you see, you could still be an investor. You could be working a job and still be an investor. But this is the thing. Why are you working a job? See, a lot of times I really think people need to ask themselves a question. Why are they working a job? I know that sounds crazy. Does that sound like a psycho question? But I think most people would probably say, because I want to support my family. Isn't that the most common sense answer, right? I'm working a job because I want to put food on the table and I want to support my family. Now, even though that's a beautiful thing, they're limited. They're limited. That's all I'm trying to say to you. In other words, their job will only bring them in a certain amount of money. Their job will only bring them in a certain amount of money. Like I said before, I don't want to keep repeating it. $50,000 a year is the average amount of money Americans make. You pay Uncle Sam 30%, you're left with 35,000. You pay your rent, you pay your mortgage, food, whatever it is, entertainment expense, whatever back and forth. You got to travel away. You got to put gas in your car. Right, gas is through the roof. Inflation is insane. Okay, that's why we need Trump back. That's the big thing. People are not saving money anymore. This is what I'm trying to make you understand. Because people figure the reason why people are not saving. Do you want me to tell you the main reason? Nobody, check this out. Do you want to know the main reason why most people are not investing in real estate and they're not saving money? This is the main reason. Because at the end of the day, they're like, I got no money. Listen to how common sense this is. They're like, my credit sucks ass. You understand? I got maybe on a good day, I got $20 to my name on a good day. How are these people going to invest in real estate? You need a down payment, right? You need good credit, or some people might even have cash to buy the entire estate outright. Just use cash to buy the real estate. But you have people in a position, they have terrible credit, they got debt up to their ass, they got bills up to their ass. How are these people going to buy real estate? Tell me. They can't do it. So that's why now my theory of what I was telling you before, the theory of like the wreath or crowdfunding or whatever the case may be, makes a lot of sense for people like that. Because it's better, this is what I'm trying to make all of you understand. It's better to do something than nothing. That's what people don't understand. See, I've learned a lot about people in this world. They have this theory of like all or nothing. They have this theory. In other words, they have to do everything or they'll do absolutely nothing. And I think that's a very terrible way to think in this world. You should have like a medium, we call menza in Italian. You should have like this medium way of thinking, meaning why does it have to be all or nothing? Why can't we meet in the middle? Meet in the middle, meaning is it better to not invest at all? Check this out. Or is it better to put $10 a day into multifamily real estate, generating a monthly passive income that will just keep growing and growing and growing and growing and never ever stop? All it's going to do is keep growing, 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 and growing. and it's never ever going to stop growing. Okay, but see, people don't have this mentality because once again, it goes back into the Lone Ranger mentality. Everybody wants to do everything themselves. That's the thing. Everybody wants to do everything themselves. But I hate to break it to you. If you don't fall into the category that you're part of the Vanderbilt family or the Trump family or the Rockefellers, okay, you don't have that generational wealth. You don't have that wealth being passed over to you, okay? If you don't win the lottery, okay, once again, I know it's a very lucky thing and it doesn't happen to most people, okay? Then I'm just trying to be how are you going to do it yourself? I don't know. I don't know what it is with people. They don't understand this. It's so common sense. It's so logical. It's so simple, but nobody gets it. No one gets it. So what do people do? They work a job for like 20, 30, 40 years and they retire, and then if they're lucky, they got a couple of 100,000 maybe to their name. You know what I mean? Like 30, 40 years from now. Pat, this is the bottom line. Listen to me. There are two types of things in this world. Are you ready? There's what's called a guarantee, and there's what's called speculation. Okay, just listen to me. Okay, what you do with stocks is speculation. Same thing. Everything you guys do is a speculation. A stock may go up or a stock may go down. You understand? That's called speculation. When you own real estate, when you own, let's say, a multifamily property, there's no speculation. You have a guaranteed rent roll that comes in every single month, guaranteed. Now, if the person doesn't pay you rent, then you evict their ass. Okay, that's the bottom line. They have to pay you rent. Okay, so the first thing you have to do, Pat, is you have to differentiate between what's called a guarantee and a speculation. Okay, so real estate's a guarantee, and that's the truth. The only thing that's not a guarantee is people fall onto hard times. That could happen where people might not be able to pay the rent, something, but then there is a legal process to evict them. There is a legal process to evict these people and to put someone in who's in a better financial position. How you doing, Back to the Future? I love why you're ignoring me. I don't ignore anybody. It doesn't depend on which state you're in. I love Back to the Future. I don't understand why everyone has to argue with me. I don't understand why everyone has to argue with me about something that's so logical and so simple. Would you all agree that investing in the stock market is not guaranteed to make money? I mean, I know this with AMC, right? Okay. You invest in the stock market, there is no way to know. You do not have a crystal ball. Okay. You have no way of knowing if a stock is going to go up or go down. So, what is that called? That's called speculation. It's that you're speculating that a stock might go up or it might go down. You don't know for sure. When you buy a multifamily real estate property, it's like you know right off the bat, this building is producing $20,000 in passive income every single month. There's no, in other words, there is no speculation. There is no speculation. It's guaranteed. Like I said, the only thing that's not guaranteed is someone might run into hard times. You understand? I mean, if there's even well, if you want to go to the next level, the Section 8 properties, people invest in those. That is guaranteed through the government. The government actually gives you a guaranteed check. The only thing that's bad about that a lot of times is that these people wreck the places. That's a little bit of a bad thing. But with the Section 8, the government guarantees gives you monthly rent, guaranteed, no question. Every single month you get a guaranteed check from the government, which is another good thing to do. But unfortunately, a lot of times those people, could be, fortunately they wreck the place. You're responsible to keep the place, obviously in good standards. More money investing. What people don't understand is most jobs don't pay enough to really save. Well, that's exactly more money. See, more money, you're a smart guy. I love more money investing. More money investing is a very brilliant, smart guy. They used to past tense, right? We got to focus on the future. That's why I think we should all use the 9 to 5 to pay bills. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Listen, Can all of you read what Mo Money Investing just said? Can everybody just stop arguing with me for a friggin' second and read what Mo Money just said? I'm going to read it again. Okay. What people don't understand is most jobs now don't pay enough to really save. They used to, past tense. That's why I think we should use the 9 to 5 to pay bills, and that's it. That's it. That's what I'm trying to say. Look, I'm not telling people not to work because you have to pay bills, right? I mean, listen, we have to eat. Billy Joel said it the best. Before you can feed the soul, right, which is meaning the soul represents your dreams, you got to feed the body. You got to feed the body before you can feed the soul. Guys, Pat, what you don't understand is that in my case, interest rates won't matter because you're buying the properties in cash. Okay, Pat, that's what you don't consider. You don't need banks with my mindset. Retail is the bank. Okay, but again, I'm not asking for money. I'm just trying to educate people. Back to the Future, I 100% believe that Mo Money. This is the problem that's happening, and I don't know how many times I have to repeat this. You're working a job, you can't save any money. I don't know how many times. I must repeat this 100 thousand times. Again, I'm going to say it. You want to hear it again? Maybe if I keep saying it, maybe repetition. If I keep saying something, it'll start to maybe you'll get it. Okay. The average American makes $50,000 to $60,000 a year. After you pay Uncle Sam 30%, okay, you're left with about 35,000. Now you got to pay your bills. Just like Mo Money Investing said, you got to pay your bills. What are your bills? Don't you need a place to live, right? Don't you need a roof over your head? So you got to pay your mortgage, or maybe you're renting. You got to pay your rent, correct? This is a no-brainer. It's like people are fighting with me. You're arguing with me when things are. This is what's called a no-brainer. Everybody should friggin' agree with me. But there are people who are still fighting with me. Do you not need a place to live? Who agrees on this live stream that everybody needs a place to live? Whether you have a house like me, or whether you have an apartment, or whether you're in a friggin' hotel room, or whether you're renting a room, you need a place to live, right? Okay, so does everyone agree to that, right? Repetition is good. Okay, everyone agrees that we need a place to live. So that means, is it free? Let me ask you a question. Is it free to live? So can you go right now and live for free? No, unless it's a shelter or something, right? Okay. So you got to pay a mortgage. You got to pay your rent. Now, here's another thing. Who's going to argue with me on this one? Don't we need to eat? This is going to be like the next argument. Don't we need to eat? Does it make a difference? Fast food is expensive. All of you know Apefather loves fast food, right? I love it. I can't even go to McDonald's anymore without spending like $100. I mean, granted, I have, 2 kids, a wife, my mom, but I'm just saying I spend every time I go to Wendy's, every time I go to McDonald's, I spend $100. I'll make you laugh. I was having this conversation with my wife the other day. I said to my wife, so if I go to McDonald's, just listen to me for a second, and I spend $100. Now, after that, obviously, we don't live at McDonald's. That's like a snack. My wife makes, you don't realize every day we have a home cooked dinner. And my mom cooks sometimes, my wife cooks. We always go to the soup. I don't film all of this all the time, but I'll show you my receipt from yesterday, okay? I probably have it in my wallet. I'll show it to you, okay? I don't always film this, but I spent $300 at the supermarket yesterday. I spent $300. I'll show it to you. I'll film it. I have nothing to. This is the bottom line. So between eating at a restaurant, like a little snack, McDonald's, and between going to the supermarket, I could spend anywhere between $300 to $500 a day. That's the truth, Ruth. That's the facts, Jack. Most people are not spending that much money. But let's say, would you agree that most people have to spend at least $100 a day to survive? Who agrees to that? Who agrees on this live stream that you have to spend at least? I mean, again, it depends on the size of your family. If you're just a single person, maybe you could go with a lesser amount. It all depends on the size of your family. But I even think a single person probably spends at least $100 a day. Okay, Back to the Future agrees with that. So what's $100 times 7? because you got 7 days in a week. What's $100 times seven? $700 a week. What's $700 times 4 weeks in a month? Right? $2,800 a month. Okay, so you got $700 a week, $2,800 a month. You want to know what's sick? Can I make all of you laugh? That's just for food. Back to the Future, think about this. $2,800 cash is just for food. That's not including paying your mortgage. That's not including paying your car. That's not including your insurance, your utility bills. That's just food. So, you know what I find amazing? In order for you to make, hey, I'll ask Back to the Future this question because he's very smart. In order for you to make $2,800 a month clear, meaning after you pay taxes, Back to the Future, how much do you have to make a year? Like what? That's probably 50,000 a year. Would you agree? If not more. Like in other words, if you're gonna clear, if you're gonna clear $2,800, how much do you have to make a year to clear $2,800 a month, every month? Probably like 50,000, I'd say. Right? Would you agree? Maybe 50, 60,000. So in other words, this is what I'm trying to make all of you Mama Lukes understand here. Okay? You need to make $50,000 a year in order to spend $100 a day. It's crazy. You need to make $50,000 a year in order to just spend $100 a day. So how much money do you think you need in order to now have a $600,000-$700,000 house like I do? A $40,000 car like I do, money to spend on $200, $300 a day in food. Okay, $100 a day, you need 50,000. So how much money? I say you need about what? 250,000 a year. Would you agree? 300,000. Now here's the best part. You want me to take it to the next level? You want me to take it to the next level? Okay. You're not even saving. You're not saving any money in any of these, analogies. In any of these analogies, you're not saving any money. So it goes back to what Mo Money Investing. What a brilliant comment that was. I love that comment. What Mo Money Investing said. Working a job should simply be just to survive. That's it. In other words, I'm a millionaire, ball breaker. Ball breaker, you'll never be me. Go F yourself. Anyway, let's continue. Right, Back to the Future. $52,000 a year, okay, just to basically eat food. Like, this is the point I'm trying to make all of you understand. Do you know what $52,000 a year represents? Just eating food. Just eating food. That's what it represents. It doesn't represent owning a house. It doesn't represent owning a car. It doesn't represent investing. So here's the question I have for all of you. What makes you think you could do all of this yourself? Why do people have this attitude, right? This is what I don't understand. Why do people have this mentality that they could work a job and become successful? Can someone explain that to me like I'm a 6-year-old? Can someone explain it to me like I'm a 6-year-old? What makes people believe who are making $50,000 to $60,000 a year that they don't need nobody's help, they don't have to work with anybody, they're going to become successful themselves? This is delusional. This is delusional thinking. These are people, unfortunately, who are doomed to be in the rat race the rest of their life. They are doomed. Pat, you're missing the point. I understand that eviction takes time, but you're just, Pat, you're just not understanding what I'm trying to say here. Let me read Mo Money Investing. Nobody can explain it unless you are a CEO, right? Pat, you're just not understanding. Even if the eviction process takes a year, Pat, you're just not understanding. I'm trying to change the mentality of people, Pat. Do you want to know what the purpose of these live streams are, Pat? I'm trying to make people understand that there is no chance, you follow me, if they're a regular average Joe. If they're a regular average Joe, there is no chance that they will ever become successful in their lives. Not going to happen. Now, like I said, maybe they hit the lottery. We did consider that an option. We considered like the average Joe, like I told you what happened to that guy with the orange juice. He brought the orange juice back to the supermarket. He got a refund of $5. He played two Powerball tickets. One of them made him $350 million. So, yes, the average Joe could become rich if they hit the lottery. Or maybe they're that lucky person that goes to Las Vegas and hits the progressive, hits one of the big slot machines, okay? And I think that's what actually drives. You want to know something? I think that's what drives people to casinos. Now that I'm thinking about it, really actually thinking about it, you want to know why people go to casinos? You want to know why people play lottery? Because I think people know that they're never going to be rich. I see this is like that song Back to the Future by Alanis Morissette. Isn't it ironic? See, this is the thing that's funny. People will never admit it to you. Nobody will ever admit it to you. Like if you go and you ask somebody, you're going to be rich one day. I think everybody's going to say yes. Or they're going to be like these delusional internet trolls, like the regulator who says he's worth 100 million. WTF, he's worth 500 million. Like Chad Cliff and all these psychopathic Norman Bates people out there. I love that song too. But the point is that they won't admit it to you. No one will actually admit it. But do you want to know why they go to the casinos? Do you want to know why they play the lottery? Because in their minds, they know that they have absolutely no chance of becoming successful. They know it. So they say to themselves, let me go and get my lottery ticket. Let me go to the casino tonight. Maybe I get lucky. Okay, because they know they have absolutely no chance of becoming successful. So this is what I'm trying to make people understand. What is the answer? Apes together strong. Apes together strong. You know the movie Planet of the Apes with Caesar? Apes together strong. If you had right now, if all of us could start a movement, if all of us could start a movement where all of us work together, we would be more powerful. We would be more powerful than any corporation in the world. We would be more powerful than Elon Musk. We would be more powerful than Citadel. We would be more powerful than anybody. But for some reason, nobody wants to have this mentality. Nobody wants it. They keep going back to that same ideology of I can work a job, I can make $50,000 to $60,000 a year, and by some miracle, by some magic like friggin' leprechaun bringing them a pot of gold or some shit, they're going to become rich. Again, I want to reiterate, you have no chance of ever amounting to anything. The only thing that's going to happen to you if you fall into the category of making 50 to 60,000 or even $100,000 a year is that you're going to work the rest of your life and you're going to be in a rat race and struggle. You're going to struggle the rest of your life. That's all that's going to happen. So let me save you the trouble. Let me save you the trouble of working for the next 20 to 30 years. And I'll tell you right now today, you're going to amount to nothing. I mean, you're just going to be an average person. You're going to be an average. I'm average. I'm average. I hate my life. I hate my damn life because I'm average. I am an average person. I hate being effing average. I don't want to be average. Tommy Stutch, what's up there, brother? I've been to Long Beach Island, but not Long Beach and Long Island. No, I haven't been there. But Long Beach Island, I've been there. Well, it's not even just a dream, Back to the Future. Let me tell you what it is. See, this is what I'm trying to make you understand, brother. I love you. I love you, right? People are living in what's called an unrealistic world. Okay, this is everybody here. I want you to know, everybody who comes to these live streams, you guys are not realistic. And I think what happens to a lot of people because they're not realistic, they start like, I don't know, maybe it makes them, they start lying. They start lying. They're like, I'm a millionaire. I'm worth 100, like the regulator. I'm worth $100 million. Now, why do they do that stuff for? They do that stuff because they know their lives suck. They're probably living in a basement with their parents, or they're living in a trailer park or some shit. So they have to come up with these Walt Disney stories. They have to come up with these Walt Disney stories. Oh, I'm worth $300 million or some shit. Okay. Chris Red hot dogs. I gotta try that. Anyway, that's the point of my live streams. The point of my live streams is that I want to try to change the thinking of people. And it's going to take me a million live streams. I got to make 1 million live streams in order to do that. Back to the Future. I'm going to do more live streams than anybody on planet Earth until I change the mindset, until I change the thinking of the average person. That's it. But I'm going to go now because it's been an hour. I got a million live streams to go. God bless all of you. I love you, Back to the Future. I love you, More Money Investing. Angie, all of you, you're the best. God bless all of you. V for victory. Everything I said on this live stream is not financial advice. I am not a financial planner. But I am the greatest entertainer who has ever lived on planet Earth. And yes, we need Trump back, baby. That's going to be an amazing thing when Donald Trump comes back. Okay, let's go, Trump. November 5th, baby. Let's make America great again. Everything I said is not financial advice. I am not a financial planner, but I am the greatest entertainer who has ever lived on planet Earth and the entire universe. The one, the only Apefather in the house, baby. Wow!